Hello, welcome to my channel. This video is, again, on the whim. We all know what's going on in our world today. The protests that are much needed. Hopefully we'll get some wonderful change from that. Comes from that. Some much needed change. Because every single life that's out there protesting are putting their own lives at risk in the hopes of growth. So, in case you didn't know, I do stand by my black brothers and sisters because black lives do matter. But this video is actually, I'm making it out of anger and frustration at a group of people, in specific, a group of people in my own community, the LGBTQ plus community. I posted a video earlier today on Twitter of a young man talking of a horrible, disgusting situation that happened a few days ago. A white, cis, gay male posted on Instagram saying that he was doing nothing, paraphrasing here, he was doing nothing at all. And that the protesters, these thugs, attacked him. And he showed a picture of the back of his head where he's bleeding. Now, a video surfaced, as many of them do now, especially when lies are being told, that shows that this idiot was egging and instigating the protesters and runs towards the protesters with his partner or wherever the fuck that other idiot was to start a fight. He got his ass handed to him, which he deserved. Ended up on the floor, which he deserved. And so did his other idiotic partner. And he's not an isolated problem. Because that's what these people are, problems. They are so out of touch with reality, with the struggles of anybody else but their own. It's disgusting. You come across a lot of that here, especially in LA. And also depending on which part of LA you live in. If you are from LA and you're part of the LGBTQ tribe, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You have the WeHo Queens, you have the Valley Queens, you have the Pasadena Queens, you have the East LA Queens, you have the Long Beach Queens. You would think that these groups would get along so great. Pasadena Queens are known for being pompous airbags, who look down upon everybody else, who's not up to their level. That's what these two idiots in the video I posted on Twitter reminded me of. What these a-holes seem to forget is that our rights, our very rights as part of the LGBTQ plus tribe, derived from the very thing that they always put down, always, every year on Pride, by the very people that they complain about. Our rights come from one Marsha P. Johnson who picked up a brick and tossed it in protest. The brick that started Stonewall riots. Who were the members of that riot? Trans, drag queens, femme, lesbians were the main ones in the front lines. Along with a few leather daddies, which also get the freaking nasty attitudes from these people, from these white cis men who are trying to fit into a world that everybody else has fought tooth and nail for. The 90s for me were a mixed bag of everything. But one of the many things that I'm very proud of is the fact that in the 90s, I was part of a large group here in LA of activists. We marched, we volunteered, we drove everywhere or flew everywhere to join marches. I was part of one of the big marches up in DC. I was part of many marches here in LA and in San Francisco. I also saw some of the brutality that happened in those marches to a lot of other people. Very much like what's going on now. As a minority group, we need to stand with and support our Black brothers and sisters. Any minority group needs to stand up for any other minority group. Because we know how it is and how it feels. We've gone through the same things they have. If not to the degree that they're going to, or at least not anymore. Especially white, cis, gay men. They're the ones that should be up front. They're the ones that should be screaming the loudest. We have some amazing, amazing activists who are in the front lines. Marty Gold Cummings is a perfect example. He's been in the front lines in New York. He's been tweeting and posting everywhere. He was arrested, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? And he's not the only one. But while these entitled white pricks look down upon everybody else, remember, the rights you have now came on the backs of everybody you look down upon now. You're no better than the white racists. Actually, you're worse. You'll never be accepted by them. You behave just as badly. You'll make me sick. God. We should stand in a united front. With a united front. Instead, you choose to do the same thing that Trump does. The exact same thing. Instigate, fabricate, and divide. Don't you feel proud? What kind of cocksucker are you? You're a very disappointed one. And I bet you that these guys, if you put all of their friends in one room, there wouldn't be a person of color there at all. Because all you would see are clowns and clones of the same type of individual. It's disgusting. And I've seen it all over social media. I'm also taking note of all of these so-called models who haven't posted anything at all in support. But they're sure as fuck quickly posting, advertising their own friends OnlyFans, or their own OnlyFans. As two of my favorite people have said, Mike and Mac, on their podcasts, read the room. Read the fucking room. And there's a few other freaking makeup lines who posted nothing until today. Today they decided to post one post, which was buried in their stories, in between all of the other ad pictures that they have of their makeup. All of you should be ashamed of yourself. None of us should be. No one should be having to tell you to do the right thing. But here we are. I'm not the only one either. And it's disgusting. Do better. Know your history. Know why you have the rights you have. Because you guys are all freaking disgusting individuals. I was actually on the first march ever for marriage equality. I was also part of the very first United Marriage Equality Pride Festival. This year, we're not going to have the traditional Pride celebrations, but as members of the LGBTQ plus community, we can make this one of the best prides ever via online, by being inclusive, by being supportive, not just celebrating our own struggles, but supporting the struggles of the others that are going through it right now, our Black brothers and sisters who need our support. Don't be a jackass. Be on the right side of history, where we belong. It's disgusting. Yeah. I think that's it. I hope it made sense. I needed to sit down and just vent it all out. But yeah, hope everybody's having a great one. Stay safe out there. Corona's still a thing. The numbers are going up. And that's just numbers from before the protest started. Numbers that are counting starting from when the states that opened up too early. are starting to rise again. So be safe. If you're out there, wear a mask. Take gloves. Take your little antiseptic stuff. Antibacterial stuff, rather. What the fuck is antiseptic? Yeah, don't get pregnant. Oh, my brain. Yeah. Guess that's it. Just spread support and love. Don't be a jackass. Have a good one.